Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing the cyclic interval average price indicator. But before we do, if you have not watched our first video and the videos after that, you need to go do that now. At the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team. And as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down below. You can also find a link to sign up for TradingView down below. If you use the link below, you will save a little bit of money. You can also find a link below to join us on Discord. Discord is a free group communication platform. On our Discord server, we are having great conversations about all things regarding trading. One of the biggest struggles on this channel is people who use other platforms like pt3 being able to follow along. Sometimes it can be hard to find the indicators we are using on other platforms. And so on our Discord server, I have created a channel for indicator creation. And on that channel, I pinned links to freelancers who can code indicators for MT or for TradingView. So if you don't want to create a TradingView account, you can hire a freelancer for a really small fee and have them code an indicator for the MT platform. Or if you are on TradingView and need an indicator created, something unique or an indicator for a system you have developed, you can also have them code PineScript. So use the link for either mt4 coding or use the link for PineScript. Lastly, I get a lot of people that are asking me for the entire list of all the winning indicators that we have tested to date. And whereas I am not a big proponent of gatekeeping information, I've put a lot of time and effort into creating the content on my YouTube channel. And so I don't think it is too much to ask for the viewers to go through and view the content that I've spent a lot of time creating. Now, if you are not interested in supporting our channel by going back and watching the content that I have created, then I have developed a solution for you. I've created a Patreon account. I will put a link to it down below in the description. If you sign up for Patreon and you sign up for the $9 a month account, I will send you the full list of tested and winning indicators to date. I will also send you an updated list of the indicators that we are testing at the end of each week. Now, of course, you have to stay subscribed to the $9 monthly subscription, to continue to receive the updated list of indicators. But that way it will provide me with the support that I need to continue to provide the free content that I am putting out for everybody to view. Now, if you just love the channel in general and want to support us, then there is also a lower, I think $3 Patreon subscription that you can sign up for that will also help support the channel and keep things going, so that way I can continue to produce the content and the open information that we are creating here in this channel and in our Discord server. Again, if you have not signed up for our Discord, then you need to do that as well. It is a absolutely free platform where we have real-time ability to chat and have conversations about trading. And again, if you want to support the channel with Patreon, then you can find the link down below in the description. All right, as I said, today we will be testing the cyclic interval average price indicator. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So to date, we have tested 151 indicators. And out of those 151 indicators, 63 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you could take any one of those 63 indicators and get out there and start potentially profitably trading the markets with them now. So go back and watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. All right, so today's indicator is the Cyclic interval average price indicator. We have tested this one in the last two videos. In the last two videos, we started off by testing it as a baseline. And so the line here that is stepping up and down, that is green and red, we tested it as a baseline for price action to cross. And so anytime price action crossed up, we would go long. Anytime it price action crossed down, we would go short. That didn't work out all that great. Then we started to test it by the color of the baseline here. And so regardless of where price action was, when it went green, we would go long. And when it went red, we would go short. That one worked out a little bit better, got us to, I think, exactly 60%. So not horrible, and pretty decent. Not great either. But and I was debating on whether or not I was going to test this in another way. But honestly, I really just can't get over the fact that I feel like there is just an obvious character of this indicator that we aren't accounting for. And that is these sloped trend lines here. And so again, the creator of this indicator gave us no indication whatsoever exactly how this should be traded. It's a TradingView member created indicator, like a lot of them that we have been testing lately. And of course, there's a link to it down below in the description. But on that page, the indicator page, again, there's no instructions. And that is that can be rather frustrating sometimes, that we just are kind of winging it and figuring out on our own. And so the sloped trend lines here, they have to be part of the system somehow. And the more I think about it, is the more that I believe they are the main functionality of the system. I believe that this baseline, what I'm calling a baseline, the line here that's stepping up and down, turning green and red, I believe it is a byproduct, a calculation of being able to plot these sloped trend lines. I believe that I have concentrated on the wrong part of this indicator so far. And I did that because I feel like it's going to be a little challenging to test this indicator using these sloped trend lines. I could be wrong, but it just felt like there was a little bit of a challenge and possibly some subjectiveness to testing these trend lines. But the more that I think about it, I think we can do it. And I think we can set some pretty, solid rules that tell us when we can and cannot enter, and taking away the bias of, what what could be the subjectiveness of trading it. This indicator is rather fascinating, and I think it's rather fascinating because it is a leading indicator, and we don't get a lot of leading indicators. I mean, you see some here and there, but for the most part, most indicators are lagging indicators. And so in this particular case, instead of lagging slightly behind price action, it is a leading indicator, and so it's projecting into the future what it thinks price action would do, or where price action might react. And so since I first looked at this, I'm definitely intrigued by it. It's nothing like anything that we've seen before. And in the testing of all these indicators, you kind of get a repetitive kind of visual look to a lot of indicators, where they are baselines or um, um, oscillators of some sort, or histograms. And so, a lot of them can look very similar and not really have much change to it. This one looks vastly different than any indicator that we've played with. And like I said, in my opinion, does something rather unique, and that's, project future kind of support and resistance areas. And so, yeah, I felt like after really thinking about it, I felt like definitely should test it, and test it using the support and resistance lines. So here's the rules that I have kind of come up with. So we know that, again, these are support and resistance lines. And we know, like most support and resistance lines, what we are looking for is in most cases, a touch and a rejection. And so, for example, when we are, when the baseline, I just, again, call this the baseline, not really sure what to call the line, but we're calling it a baseline. So when the baseline is red, the trend lines are sloped downwards. What we're looking for is only short opportunities. And so once we know what direction we're heading in, we now need to determine when we are going to head that direction. So the rule I believe we're going to put in place is that price action has to come up and either touch or close. I guess just touch. It has to touch one of the lines, right? And so it's either going to be this one, or it's going to be this one, or maybe even both if they come together at any point. But it has to come up, touch one of the lines, and the next candle that follows. So that candle comes up and it closes, and the first candle that comes up and touches the line, it comes up, it closes. It can either be touching the line, like the body, or it can be a wick. And the next immediate candle needs to be, in this case, we're looking for shorts, it needs to be a red candle. And it needs to break down back below the line, or close below the line if it wasn't already above. And vice versa on top. It needs to, the line needs to be green here. These support and resistance lines will be sloping upwards, and price action needs to come down and touch one of the lines and either close above it, or it can close on or over it. But the next candle needs to come back in the opposite direction, green candle closing on the upside of the lines. Now that might be a little hard to visualize exactly what we're doing here, so let's go ahead and just play it out a little bit. And I'll explain, give a demonstration here as we are going. All right, so price action is getting close. And right here, now this is a little bit different because price action can't really go back one bar. I wish we could. If we could go back one bar, we would see that this line actually shifted spots. And so, that could be a little tricky when testing because technically that's a repainting indicator. But I feel like this is more dynamic than repainting. And so let's see here. It looked something like this is about where it was. Like I said, it shifted when this big red bar closed. And so at this point, what we have is what would have been a touch of the line, but definitely a break back down below it to the low side and a close of a red candle. That would be a valid entry. So it's come up and it's rejected it with a red bar. And so we're going to consider that to be a short signal right there. We're going to go ahead and mark it green. It hasn't actually made it to take profit yet, but just marking our spot since these lines are changing, we need to be mindful of where we were. Let's go ahead and play it out and see what happens. And boom, boom, boom. It falls right out. Good trade. Got us to take profit. Definitely a green trade. And you see here that these lines are shifting as it's creating new corners of the baseline. These lines are shifting, and as price action is going on, the small dotted line is also shifting. So just something to be mindful of. See it shifting, shifting, shifting. Looking for a touch. Okay, so this is a little bit different. So again, the indicator itself, the dotted line shifted. It was up here a little bit higher. So this candle right here would have actually touched it. But nonetheless, what we're going to look for is a rejection red candle that drops down below the small dotted line. And we did not get that. The next candle was a green one, so we would ignore this signal and look for the next signal. So up here at the top, we've had this long big bar come up. It's touched the bigger dotted, the bigger dashed line here. And the next candle did not come down and break down below. And so we are going to ignore that one also. Looks like, unfortunately, the very next candle did come down, break down below, gave us a really decent short opportunity, would have definitely got us to take profit. And so that's interesting to note. That might mean that we could slightly change our entry. So instead of the very next bar, maybe 1, 2, or 3 bars, then it has to break down below. Now, we're not going to change it right now because we're already in the middle of testing. That wouldn't be fair. Once we've started testing, we keep the same exact rules and we follow through all the way to the end. But we can take a mental note of that is one trade right there that we would have gotten had we taken a 2-bar rule. So let's play it forward. And there is a touch, and so here's a good example of a clean example of a possible trade setup. So it's come up and it is closed on top of this line. So we're looking for the very next bar, the very next candle to be a red bar closing down below the small dotted line, and we got it right there. Good, clean setup. We're going to mark it with a green candle, and we're going to play it forward. And that got us to take profit with that little wick right there. And now we're shooting up. Let's see what happens. There's a touch. and a red bar rejecting right here. Let's play it forward. Let's see what we get. Let's measure that one out and see. It's going to be really close, but it does appear as though it did get us to take profit. Alright, let's look at what we got going on here. So it would have been this candle here. Then we have this green candle that comes up above. Red candle that closes right down below it. Got to be mindful of these little nuanced signals. So this would be a valid entry right there on that. Let's see what happens. Still riding it. Yeah, still riding it. Let's double check we didn't get take profit. I'm fairly confident. Yep, nope, we sure did not. Alright, riding it out, and it looks like, let me see, make sure we didn't, nope, unfortunately, 135 take, or 135 stop, that one would have stopped us out. So that one did not work out in our favor, unfortunately. Let's see if we can figure out where 135, it took place right here, that bar. And so we got a break above and then a break down below on this one. That one would have also stopped us out, unfortunately. Let's see, double check here. So there's that one. No, I take that back. That would have been the second bar. This one here, that's a little iffy right there. Doesn't look like it broke down below. We get this one right here. That was an up and then down. Yeah. And we get this one here. So a punch up. Didn't drop, didn't give us a signal there. Okay. When it gets into this little area right here, it can be a little challenging keeping track of what is happening. And that was part of the reason why I was worried about trading this way. Alright, so there is a signal right there. So this broke there, then it came down to our line here, then this one broke to the upside. Has not followed through yet. Let's see what it does. Ouch, that would have been a losing trade right there. So that one did not work out for us. Let's see, we switched to the upside on that one. Now we're back down to, there we go, the downside there. Alright, let's see, so this one comes up, rejects it right there. And that definitely was a winning trade there. And let's see here. So this one comes up and it takes a few candles, 1, 2, 3, and 4 before it finally rejects. So that would not have been a valid signal. That would have been a rather decent trade. Playing it forward here. There's a touch there. No rejection with the next bar though. So we're going to ignore that. Keep it going. There's a touch there and a rejection there on that one. And does it get us to take profit? Maybe. Let's double check that one. So there to there. It did not. Alright, let's see over here. Wish I wouldn't have played that one so far forward because I don't know exactly where these were. So we're just going to pick up over here. See, that one was not valid because there's 2 bars to close. Now under, went along, and spikes up above. Now touching the top line. That was second one, and a break above. That one didn't quite make it down below. Let's see. So there's a valid signal there. Came up above and then broke down below with that one. Just barely squeezing in a signal. Let's go ahead and play it out and see what it does. That one got us to take profit, so pretty decent. Alright, we're up here on this one. So we get a break with that red candle, then a push back to the upside on this one. And that one turned out to be a decent trade as well. That one did not work out there, I don't think. Man, I wish I could take this thing back just a few milliseconds. I think maybe this one touched on this wick, then continued up, but we're going to leave it for now. Okay, so there's below, but didn't make it back above. Let's go ahead and play this out some more. And that puts us at the end of the year. Alright, so let's see what we got out of this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 signals all together. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 60% again on the nose. So, yeah, an interesting indicator, to say the least. I'm fascinated by it. Made the list, and so we're definitely going to put it on the yes list. And we'll have to tinker around with it some more and see what we can do with it. So, all right, that's it. Like I said, it's going on the yes list, and we'll move on to the next indicator from here. If you have not already, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. As part of the team, it's important that you are seeing the new videos as they come out so you know what it is that we are discussing and what indicators we are testing, have tested, and have not tested. Also, like usual, there is a link below in the description to the Discord server. You can join us on Discord so that way we can further discuss the indicators and have discussions as we move forward building our trading system. And lastly, like usual, there is a link below to TradingView. If you like what you see whenever I use TradingView and you are interested in signing up for TradingView, if you use the link below and sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money. So, all right, everybody, I will see you on the next video.